Coming up on WMBD News at noon, fire at a Caterpillar facility has employees evacuating in the early morning hours. Plus,
a federal judge blocks President Trump's decision to end DACA. I'm Weijia Jiang at the White House with why he says the court is out of line.
And a shortage of blood during Blood Donor Month will explain how you can give a life-saving gift. But we begin with a traffic alert right now. This is a look at the ramp from Adams Street onto Interstate 474. What we're looking at is a semi on its side. The driver has been transported to a local hospital. That ramp will be closed for about another hour. We'll have more details tonight on WMBD News. Fire breaks out at a Caterpillar facility in the early morning hours. That happened at the Caterpillar Mapleton Foundry around 4:30 this morning. A Caterpillar representative said there were no injuries and the impacted area of the facility was evacuated. The fire was put out with firefighters staying at the foundry for a few hours longer. Workers were briefly barred from driving in early this morning, but access has since been restored. Developing this afternoon, a late-night house fire turns deadly in DeWitt County. The fire broke out just before 10 p.m. last night. An elderly woman was pronounced dead shortly after crews were called to the home. That's according to our news partner WJBC Radio. Details on the fire are limited, and the DeWitt County coroner has not released the woman's name. We're continuing our coverage on a fire in Bloomington that destroyed a home. Dale Township firefighters spent Monday night battling hot spots after a large house fire west of Bloomington. 7 fire departments aided Dale Township crews as the fire burned through a house and several vehicles on the 8,000 block of 1350 East North Road. Now the Dale Township fire chief tells our news partner WJBC Radio the fire may have been an accident, but the investigation is still ongoing. Well, following up on a story we first brought you yesterday on WMBD News at noon. After less than 3 years on the job, Peoria Fire Chief Chuck Loss is stepping down. Loss has been with fire departments in the state for more than 30 years. He says in his short time with the Peoria Fire Department, he's been able to get upgraded technology, a plan of succession, and accreditation.
We strive to be better, more efficient, more effective for the community, and to, again, provide the best services that we can for our community. We do that now. We provide a very, very, very good service, but we're going to get better.
Well, Chief Loss did not say why he's leaving. He does say he will spend some time with family and then start applying for a new job. Assistant Fire Chief Ed Olahai will fill his role starting February 1st. A federal judge ruled against President Trump's decision to end the DACA program, an Obama-era rule that protects people who were brought to this country illegally as children from deportation. Weijia Jiang has more details from the White House.
A federal judge has temporarily halted President Trump's decision to end the DACA program, which expires on March 5th. The judge ruled DACA recipients should not be deported until legal challenges have made their way through the courts. DACA protects an estimated 800,000 immigrants who were brought to this country illegally as children from being deported. President Trump vented on Twitter, writing, "It just shows everyone how broken and unfair our court system is when the opposing side in a case such as DACA always runs to the Ninth Circuit and almost always wins before being reversed by higher courts." White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders called the decision outrageous. She says the president is committed to finding a solution for DACA, but he says it's a job for Congress, not the courts.
The ruling last night in no way diminishes the urgency of resolving the DACA issue. On this, we agree with the White House.
President Trump led a bipartisan discussion on immigration reform Tuesday. With cameras rolling, the president said finding a deal for the so-called dreamers is a priority, but not the top priority.
Is there any agreement without the wall?
No, there wouldn't be.
So the wall has to be there.
You need it.
The president wants Congress to provide $18 billion to build a wall along the Mexican border. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Democrats want to tie legislation to protect DACA recipients to a government funding bill. Congress has until January 19th to pass a new spending bill, or there will be a government shutdown. Well, Representative Darren LaHood has been named to the Ways and Means Committee. The announcement comes after Representative Pat Berry from Ohio announced his pending resignation from Congress late last year. Ways and Means is one of the more prominent committees in the House, serving as the chief tax writing committee and the oldest in Congress. LaHood says in the new position he'll continue to advocate for Central and West Central Illinois. Now, this new appointment means LaHood will step down from his current position on the House Committee of Natural Resources and the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. A Gibson City man pleads guilty to attempted murder for a 2016 stabbing. Arthur Corey has reached a plea agreement in McLean County Court for the attempted murder of 2 people in Saybrook in September 2016. That's according to our news partner, WJBC Radio. In exchange for the plea, prosecutors dropped charges of home invasion and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Corey will be sentenced in May. Bloomington Mayor Terry Renner is calling a special council meeting next week. It comes after a majority of the council voted to cancel a work session. The council voted 5-4 last night to cancel a joint meeting with the library board and Connect Transit. The group was expected to talk about combining a bus station with a new library in the downtown area as a catalyst project to drive visitors. Some aldermen have said they're not interested in moving forward with the idea and are disappointed the meeting is rescheduled. Other council members have said they're open to discussing the idea even if it doesn't move forward. Well, an update out of the River City. County leaders are sending out letters to grocery chains in hopes of giving Peorians more food sources. They hope to replace the 2 Kroger stores that are closing their doors. Peoria County Administrator Scott Sorrell says the primary goal is to provide affordable, healthy food for residents on the south side and East Bluff.
I think it's critical to the community. Not only is it a huge sales tax generator for Peoria County government, at least the Kroger on Harmon Highway is, but it's a critical, vital piece of infrastructure to the south end of Peoria.
Both Kroger stores are scheduled to close at the end of the month. Well, your child may have more time for studying or after-school activities. Leaders at Peoria Public High Schools are considering a plan that would dismiss students an hour early once a week. Teachers would use the time students are gone to complete their professional training. And when it comes to the Pere Marquette Hotel in Peoria, city leaders have decided to cut some of their losses. The Peoria City Council voted to allow the hotel to refinance last night. As part of the agreement, the city will receive $2 million despite investing $7 million in the hotel 5 years ago. A 4% special service area tax will also be added to the hotel, which will go toward the city. Right now, the developer has overdue bills going back more than a year. That's on top of owing its main investor tens of millions of dollars and owing Marriott nearly $3 million in franchise fees. In the Twin Cities, a new hotel could be coming to downtown Bloomington. Jim Pearson, president of the Vantage Group, told City Council his company believes adding a hotel and conference center onto Grosinger Motors Arena should be a top priority for the city. Pearson's company is going to submit a plan over the next 2 weeks asking for a public-private partnership. Mayor Terry Renner says the project sounds interesting, but will have to be thoroughly vetted. Still ahead, she may only be a couple days old, but the Peoria Zoo's newest addition is already on the move. A first look at the baby giraffe in action coming up.